Hi. This is vlog number 2. I was gonna do one yesterday, but then I ended up sleeping. Well, I went out to eat, and then I came back and I was like really tired, so I just went to sleep. Anyways, I can announce now what I was talking about in the last video, which is Todd, Fanatic MSI. Todd is now living here at the GOM house. He arrived here yesterday at like 8 a.m. or something.
Slog is awesome.
Slog's awesome. He's playing StarCraft 2, and he's dominating the Korean ladder. Andy.
Yeah, what's up, man?
I can just see you in the video. Like, I can see your head.
Can you see me on the video?
I can see your head. That's it. Yeah. So, anyways, no, this vlog, I wanted to talk about. Well, I have two things that I want to talk about, but I'm only going to talk about one today. Because I'm trying to like keep these videos like short, because I'm going to be doing like a lot of them. And by short, I mean like 10 minutes or something. I saw a lot of people PMing me, asking me, or tweeting at me and other stuff like that, or not just me, but other people on the Team Liquid, GosuGamers, other communities everywhere. A lot of people are blogging and asking this big question of can I go pro at StarCraft 2, or can I be a pro gamer, or do I have what it takes to be a pro gamer? And I felt like now that I've lived out here for 3 months, but not only have I just been living out here for 3 months, I've basically been on my own in a way since I was 17, jumping from StarCraft professional to poker to StarCraft to everything like that. And when I was in StarCraft is obviously like my only source of income, so that kind of makes me a professional, unless your definition of the word professional is somewhat different. I define it as someone that can excel at a high enough level to either generate income or play at an extremely high level with other top players. It doesn't necessarily mean Korea. You can of course be a foreign pro gamer, like there's a lot of them. Stefano, for instance, makes a lot of money, does very well in foreign tournaments, but obviously he's not in Korea or competing in Korean, tournaments and stuff like that. But anyways, so I felt like I could answer this question for everyone like asking, because no pros are really answering the question, and a lot of people that are commenting are, they're just giving the wrong answers. They actually have no idea what this lifestyle is like. And there's actually a lot of darkness in this lifestyle. It's not as easygoing as a lot of people think it is. And also, if you don't have another job, because the people asking about going StarCraft 2 full-time, it means you don't have time for school yet. You don't have time for a job. You don't have time for any of that, really. And before people say, well, so-and-so does college and he's still really good, and, so-and-so works a full-time job and then he studies part-time and, he's still really good. Being really good is not being MVP. It's not being Hydra. It's not being, it's not being Huck. It's not being MC. It's not being ST. It's not being Slog. So, that's not a real pro gamer. If you're actually asking, do I have what it takes to be a pro gamer, let me establish some really simple things that are in my opinion. And this kind of actually, I think I've had this argument with Hydra, I'm not entirely sure, on talent versus hard work. Talent exists whether people want to believe it or not. The same way that talent exists in basketball, the same way that it exists in football, the same way it exists in soccer, the same way it exists in chess. You can't just mass practice something, mass train it, and still be the best, because if that was true, then, millions upon millions upon millions of kids in America would be the next Michael Jordan if they were really trying. But not everyone can be the next Michael Jordan. That's where talent comes in. Not everyone that plays chess can study, study, and be the next Bobby Fischer or Kasparov or something like that. Not everyone that wants to be the next Michael Jackson can just train their vocal cords and learn how to sing and dance and stuff and be the next Michael Jackson. Or something like that. You can't just wake up and decide that you're going to play baseball and be the next Derek Jeter, or, be the next Mickey Mantle, or be the next Roger Clemens, that's what I'm trying to get at. There is talent in this game, and the talent comes from your strategical talent, the part of your brain that is able to process information and then, dish it out at, really fast speed and stuff like that. And also your ability to have dexterity in your, hands. In bigger-sized people, as wrong as this might sound, I don't personally know if their hands can move in such a way that it's like a spider, which, you need at the very, very, very top levels. Because obviously their fingers have more muscle, it has more fat, it has more, it's just bigger, so obviously that can also hold them back. And that's why, if you've ever seen like Jaedong or Nada or, any of them play, they have really bony looking spider-like fingers. And that's just, another little thing to mention about that. So anyways, let me get on the official topic of answering this question. Anyone that is watching this game, anywhere between 4 to 5 hours a day, or, watching replays, or they're playing the ladder and stuff like that, and you've been doing it for several months and you still aren't low masters, in my opinion, your brain simply isn't talented. Not talent like, talent, in the sense of, oh, well, you're talented enough to be, the next superstar. But your brain's strategical ability is just weaker than other people. And I think there was some scientific study with Halo players or something like this. Anyone that sees this video can correct me if I'm wrong. They did a survey between console gamers, and they took random average people and put them up against the professional Halo team. And they ran them through a course of different games. And what happened was they were monitoring their brains, and the Halo players' brains, not just in, first-person shooters, but also like fighting games and strategy games and stuff like that, their brains showed a lot higher activity in certain areas than the average people that were just, playing these games casually. So it showed that these professionals had much faster processing speeds than the average person. And then this also just kind of, now you can go back to school, where, not everyone that studies as hard as you can will always get the best grades. This is true. You have someone that works so hard, and they might only get an A-, and then you put them up against a genius, and the genius studies for an hour and gets an A+. It's unfair. Well, that's life. So what I'm trying to say is that StarCraft 2 has that, not just StarCraft 2, but every game in general, to, be a professional and excel at it. You have to factor in that obviously there's going to be people that are possible, that are able to be better than you. Not just you, but other people in general. So it's really an awkward question to answer, like, well, can I be pro or something like that? Well, the fact of the matter is, if you've been watching this game, playing this game, studying this game for even a few months and you're still not low masters, no, just don't even entertain the idea. I don't care if, you come up with a million excuses in the book. If you aren't low masters after that period of time, after that much processing from your brain and stuff like that, and you're considering like stopping work and stopping school to try to go pro at StarCraft, it's just not entertainable. Because the people that can actually be pro, they don't even know that they can be pro. That's a scary true thing, is that if you're trying to get good, you've already lost. That's a really famous quote from Testy, StarCraft 1 legend, and now a legend in, I think, the Dota community. I'm not completely sure. Or Han or something like that. if you're trying to get good on purpose, like, you know, you start out really bad and you want to try to get to, you know, be the best, you've already lost. You've already failed. Because the people that want to actually be good, they don't know that they can be good. Once they get to actually being good, then they can decide, you know, once they're already good, well, do I want to take it to the next level? Or do I want to up it now? Do I want to, you know, how far can I take this? And then, when you get to the top level, like, let's say, StarCraft 1 progamer, like Bisu, Jaedong, Flash, and stuff like that. Bisu, Jaedong, and Flash work harder than everyone else, and it shows. Bisu, Jaedong, and Flash study harder StarCraft than everyone else, and it shows. Every other pro-gamer is kind of about the same. Well, A-teamers are all about the same, B-teamers are all about the same. They're in that, like, those subcategories. And this is kind of like school, you know. There you have the kids that get D's, you have the kids that get C's, you have the kids that get B's, you have the kids that get A's. It's the same exact thing. And then you have, like, the people that get E's, and then you have the, you know, the geniuses or something that they just blow through things, and stuff like that. So basically, this lifestyle, let me explain it so that people can actually understand what it means to be in Korea, the mecca of StarCraft, because basically all these questions are aimed at and directed at StarCraft 2. Basically, you wake up, you play the game, you eat as little as possible, because unless you have a lot of money or you have some sort of, you know, alternate income, like, let's say that you came to Korea with like 10,000 or something like that, you know, it's not a lot, but it's a good sized amount to just come to a foreign country. You don't want to eat a lot because your income's fixed. So unless you're winning tournaments or you're streaming or something like that, you can't be spending a lot of money. On top of that, you have to live in a country where you don't speak the language. And if you're not friendly and attractive, and yeah, I actually mean if you're not attractive, Koreans will not pay attention to you. You know, this isn't just some bullshit thing. You know, Koreans have told me, I've heard stories about it. If you're just not appealing, obviously, they're not going to want to try to communicate to you in your language, or even try to communicate to you in general. So that's another hardship. And that's why I've heard stories about some foreigners that, well, yeah, foreigners that came over here, and they didn't get the most comfortable of welcomes here, and that's actually completely true. And you can actually even look up one of these stories with Rhett back from 2009, where Estro, you know, just completely treated him like just ridiculous. You'd never, you know, there's no reason for what happened. Anyone that can find that on Team Liquid, I'm not going to go into details about it. But anyways, so there's that to consider. The other thing is you're going to be fighting your body. You're going to be fighting hand pain. You're going to be fighting mental stress. You know, if you go on tilt or you start losing, you're going to be fighting basically knowing that a lot of people are watching you if you're actually trying to be a pro gamer, and you're trying to excel. What that means is there's also a lot more pressure on you, and sometimes people just can't play well under pressure. They can't perform well. So that's another thing about being a pro gamer. The other thing is you have to adapt to their lifestyle. You are the alien when you come to this country. Everything that you're used to, everything that you know, it's flipped upside down once you get here. You know, people in Europe or America, they might be used to standing in a shower and having like large towels or something like that. You know, this is just one little mini example. In Korea, you stand in a completely open bathroom. Sometimes there are tubs, like Americanized style, and you use like just almost like a prison shower cell. It's completely wide open, water goes all over the floor, everything. And then the water all, you know, goes to like this little pit and stuff like that. And the water, you know, it's just, that's one little thing that's different. Also, where I lived before the ProS house, and also I saw it at the MVP house, they give you like a little hand towel, hand cloth. not like the big towels that you get in America or Europe or anything like that. And it's because they consider it wasteful to, of course they have big towels and stuff, but it's wasteful to use such, I don't know, like they consider it like luxury or something like that. Another thing is in Korea they don't like to waste room. All the computers are in one room. At the Pro S house, there was in one of the rooms 10 beds. Another room had these 10 beds are also bunk beds, so that's 20 people sleeping in that room. Then there's another room with 4 bunk beds, then there's another room with 6, and then there's another one with like 5. And then here at the GOM house, there's 5 bunk beds in that room, there's 4 in another room, and then there's 1 in one other room that's just for one person, sort of a thing. So that's another thing that you have to consider, is that you have no privacy. Nothing, in America you have your big room, and, or if you're like a college kid, you have your dorm room and something like that. You have no privacy. Everything's really open. It's a lot friendlier on top of that, though, if you go outside or something like that. It's just forced to be more social. But the other thing about being a pro gamer is, I really don't know how to express it. This isn't a lifestyle people willingly choose. They get to a point where it's presented to them as an option, and then they choose. But no one that is actually good, I don't think, ever just woke up one day and was like, I want to be a pro gamer. All those people on the forums saying, oh, I could be Jaedong or I could be Flash if I wanted to. No, you really can't. You can't be good like that. If you're saying that you could be as good as somebody else, you can't, because your arrogance, precedes you, basically. That's another thing that a lot of people don't take into account. But anyways, this video is kind of getting pretty long. But basically, that's really all I can cover, is that this lifestyle, it's different from anything anyone expects. This isn't, a pro gamer dream. This isn't like you come to a country and you have 5 out of 5 living, housing and stuff like that, and all your foods are provided for you and you just get to play a game all day. This game, while yes, some of us love it and some of us really enjoy it, it's also hell, because if you don't do well at this game, you don't do well as a pro gamer. And this game, winning in this game, means a lot more to some people than money, like me. I don't care about money. That's why you don't see me playing in foreign tournaments. That's why you don't see me playing in like every chance that I can get. That's why up until recently I didn't start streaming. I don't care about money. I care about being good. I care about being the best. So I don't care about all that glamour. And when you see a foreigner caring about glamour, they've already given up. They've already stopped. They are no longer really caring about being a pro gamer. And that's also another reason that I respect players that actually do work really hard, and they train. They don't enter other tournaments. They don't like to travel to other tournaments and stuff like that. It's really respectful. So that's really all that I can say. This lifestyle, people talking about it on the forums, they have no idea. And then there's also just, little nuances along the way that constantly hit you, that, you constantly run into also roadblocks, like trying to get better and stuff. You get stuck. And then you need someone to help you, get stuck, just like in any other sport, and stuff like that, because that's what this game ultimately is. It's a sport. Or, it's an e-sport. So that's pretty much all that I have to talk about. I have another topic, but I'll save that for the next vlog, but that's also personal related. It's about my manner and mannerisms on ladder that I'm not proud of and stuff like that, but that'll be in the next vlog because this video is already really long. So for anyone asking on TL, GosuGamers, Twitter, or anything like that, if you can be a pro gamer, don't listen to all the other idiots that have never experienced it. Or they're not idiots, but they're just ignorant because they've never experienced it. They don't know what it's like, and truthfully, no pro ever talks out about it. So that's the truth. This isn't something I would recommend people to. This isn't something I would recommend trying to get into if you actually have the option. If you're at the crossroad where you have the option to go pro, or you have the option to study, study, unless you absolutely love this kind of atmosphere and this game, and you love the competition, and then also you're planning to set yourself up for something esports related down the line, whether it's poker, and I say that for, well, you know, it's not esport related, but I say that for like a lot of reasons, or it's something, you know, involved with like casting or streaming or something related to esports. You know, if you're planning to do something like that, like you know, yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, I'm at a loss for words now, almost. You know, Skew actually, a good friend of mine, made a comment on the TL thread, basically similar to what I'm just saying, and his comment kind of got, like, ignored. It got, like, overshadowed, and it shouldn't have been, because he actually gave a completely concrete answer to everyone asking this question. So that's pretty much it. And, you know, Skew also kind of knows the ins and outs of this, so his answer shouldn't have been, like, overlooked so easily. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I can't think of one pro gamer that actually started out extremely bad and wanted to be the best, without even knowing if they could have been or something like that, and then, you know, went and achieved it. So that's my opinion. So take it for what it's worth. If you disagree with me, that's fine. You know, if you don't like what I have to say and you want to, like, try to prove me wrong or something like that, that's fine too. I'm just talking from experience of, like, 3 years. I've been living this lifestyle for now almost 2. So I feel like I'm qualified in a way to make these kind of answers and statements and stuff like that. So I hope that you guys watch for the next video vlog. I'll be going over some personal related stuff, and I hope that this is an in-depth answer enough for everyone. And I'm so sorry that the video is so long, but alright. So make sure that you can follow me at Twitter. It's /shadow9, the number 9. I don't know, whatever. Or you can just add me on Facebook, Skype, or anything like that, or just go to GosuGamers and you can message GosuGamers.net and you can just send me a message or anything like that. If anyone has questions about this video or what I meant or asking for more explanations or details, you can do that too, either in a message, Twitter, Facebook message, anything like that, and I'll respond to every single message, anything related to the vlog. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye.